Hey everybody, I've been working on getting the TKO 500 hooked up to the factory wiring harness, and that's just the neutral safety switch and the reverse light switch, and it's just this factory 4-prong harness here. Pretty cool, still got my paper tags. Checking that circuit out, I was getting anywhere from 20 to 100 ohms of resistance, and not consistently when I turned the key into the start position here. And that led me to believe that I had an issue with my ignition switch. And so I jumped in here, dropped the column, and you just take out these two nuts here because the lock cylinder actually activates the ignition switch sitting up on top of the column. It's not inside the column here. And I took that over to the bench, and I'll show you what I got over there. So this is your standard 1970s Ford ignition switch. They put these on a ton of vehicles. It grounds through the body. You can see the ground wire there. Yellow is your primary power from the firewall fuse box. And this rod here is what gets pulled in and out by the lock cylinder, and then it's spring loaded, and when you push, you get your run position, and then it springs back. And so when I put this in the run position, and you'll see that video in just a second, it did all manner of strange things. And so what you need to know is that when you go into that run position, you're getting power from this yellow wire, the switch is closed, and then through this red wire with the blue stripe. And that is the wire that goes out and activates the starter solenoid. So across this whole circuit, again, you'll see in just a second, that's some pretty wild readings. I was hoping to save the switch. Found the source of the high resistance here. Put this in the run position. That's not good. So after spraying a little deoxit in there and letting it sit for a minute, hooked back up to the power and the solenoid circuit, and let's see what happens when we get in the start position. Not only is it not 20 ohms anymore, it is way more consistent. Like, it used to not actually make contact unless you got it in just the right sweet spot, and now looks great. You can actually see all the trash that came out of this. What I did was I sprayed the deoxit down in this hole here, down the shaft up the front, and then down the gap in the case in the back here. And I let it sit for a little bit. The hole goes all the way through, so you got to plug one side, and then with your finger or paper towel, and then spray in there. And I just let it set for a few minutes, and then I flushed it again, and then I took the air hose and knocked all that garbage out of there. So yeah, that worked great.